Good morning student, I Purnima welcome you to my class, and today we are going to revise the lesson Reach for the Top. As we all know children, this lesson is having two parts. Okay, so first of all we will be doing the first part, that is something related with Santosh Yadav. Already we have revised this lesson many times, but since you are having subjective examination, so keeping in that view I am going to revise, because this time you are going to answers, you will be giving your answers in detail, not in MCQ form. So we have to go word by word. So now first of all I am going to tell you about the background of the chapter. So student, let me tell you something about part 1. Part 1 is about Santosh Yadav. And the second part is about Maria Sharapova. So this is in first part, and this we will read in second part. In both the parts, children, since we have already done this, we already know that in both the parts, children, both the ladies, they have reached to the top career wise, and whatever they wish, God has fulfilled their wish, because they have done a very hard work to reach at their destination. So here in this chapter, first of all, in part 1, I will be telling you about Santosh Yadav. She is a girl from Haryana and born in a very traditional family. How her parents did not want that she should reach to the top, because in the village there was a custom in the village that when a girl become 14-year or 16-year-old, she should get married. The parents also wanted, though she was very much loved by her parents, especially by her mother and by her granny, but then also since it was a tradition of the village, so the parents, children, they wanted to get her married. How she what to say, she revolted, she left the house, she went to Delhi, taken a room in a rent, had a very, children, she struggled in her life. She started doing tuition, started earning to pay her fees, because at that time the parents did not give her fees because she has revolted and ran from the house. So parents were very angry and they did not give her any fees, not even a single pie. So whatever the expense she was bearing when she was in Delhi, she had to earn by herself. So imagine how hard work she was doing. She was going to school for her higher education. Then she used to come home, she used to complete all her domestic work like washing the utensils, brooming the floor, wiping the floor, cooking the food. Okay, then going to the tuition to earn for herself, and coming and then doing her studies late at night. So you can see, when all the other child, they have privilege to do all this thing, she was enjoying her life. Okay, she was not enjoying her life, while as the other girls, they were enjoying their life. So first of all, Santosh Yadav, and she was born in 1969. So I am talking first about Santosh Yadav, then we will be talking about Maria Sharapova. We all know she was one of the greatest tennis player of the world, Maria. How she has reached to the top, even she has sacrificed a lot. This we will do in the lesson. So now I am here with Santosh Yadav. She was born in 1969 in a village in Haryana. Okay, so, and children, why she became famous, because many people, they have gone to the Everest once, but she has gone to the Everest twice. She is the first woman in the world to climb Mount Everest twice. So why she became famous? Because children, she climbed the Mount Everest twice. Okay. So that's why, because people become tired, they become so tired when they climb the Mount Everest. But children, she was the one who climbed the Mount Everest twice. Now, and the first woman to successfully climb Mount Everest from Kangshung phase. So she climbed from the Kangshung phase, which was the most difficult climbing were there. Steep climbings were there. She had a very tough time, but she was a lady with an iron willpower, full of determination, and that was the reason she got success in her life. She climbed the peak first in May 1992 and then again in May 1993. She got Padam Shri award. She got Padam Shri award. Okay, so this is what about her. Now I will be telling you about the background of the chapter and then we will read the chapter. So children, this lesson Reach for the Top is having two parts. The first part is based on the life of Santosh Yadav, and the second I told you is based on Maria Sharapova. Both extract reiterate the relevance of the age-old act, where there is a will, there is a way. So children, an age-old saying is there, where there is a will, there is a way. There is no substitute for hard work. So children, in their dictionary, there was no substitute for hard work. Okay, so there was no substitute for a hard work, and there is no life is not a bed of roses for them, and children, they have to pick not flowers but a thorn before they were able to cherish the softness of the petals and the fragrance of the flowers. Now children, let me now start with the childhood of Santosh Yadav. She was the sixth child of the family. So she already had 5 brothers, and children, there was a tradition in that village, and still we are having this thing can be seen in many parts of India, that if a girl is born, people are not very happy, but if a boy is born, people welcomes them a lot. So this was there in her village also, in the village where she was born. When the girl child was born, nobody enjoy, nobody becomes happy. Okay, but in the case of Santosh Yadav, since the parents, they were already blessed with 5 sons, so children, intentionally it was her mother wish that this time when she was conceived, she was thinking that a girl should be born. So she was, children, waiting for a girl child. Not only that, secretly, she did not share this feeling. She knew that nobody, if she will tell, nobody would like that. So secretly, she was having this feeling in her heart. At the same time, so one day a holy man came to their door and they gave him something, and he asked them to ask for a wish. So Santosh was the 6th child born in a family of 5 sons in a small village, and the name of the village was Jonia was. What was the name of the village? Jonia was in the Reveri district of Haryana. So the name of the village was Jonia was in the Reveri district of Haryana. Her parents were affluent landowner who could afford to send their children even to Delhi for their education. So a very sound financial condition they were having. The parents were so rich that they can send all the 5 of their sons to Delhi for their higher education. Now the thing is that children, why only the name of the 5 boys is written? The parents could send 5 sons to for the higher education. It is simply because the girls, they were not given higher education, rather they were married at a very early age. So being a girl, Santosh had to face a lot of problem. She, however, decided to revolt and threatened that she would not enter into matrimony. So when she was, the boys were decided that they would be sent for their higher education to Delhi, while Santosh was ordered to stay and go to the village school. She was told that she should go to village school, and and after that, very soon the parent decided that they should get her married. But when Santosh listened to all this, she became very furious, and she decided that she will not marry. Rather, she revolted. She revolted, and she decided, she told her parents she would not marry at a very early age of 16. But the parents told no, this is the custom of the village, so she should get married. Now she revolted and she left her house. She went to Delhi. Okay, and she did not there. She also warned them that she will leave the house and she would learn all. She would earn her own money if required to pay her fees. Finally, her parents gave in. After her schooling, she joined the Maharani College for higher studies. Now children, then she went to Delhi. There she had to stay in a rented room, and you can see how much hard work she has to do. She has to cook, she has to clean the utensils, she has to wipe the floor, and children, she has to wash her clothes. Okay, and then after that she has to see her own education. Late night she used to study, then she used to go for higher education to her school. Okay, and then she used to find time in the evening to do some job like tuition and all that, and from there she earned. She did not take the money of the parent. Now parents, they felt bad finally, and they started giving her money. And later children, she came to Jaipur. She came to Jaipur. And she went to Maharani College. Okay, she went to Maharani College. So finally they went to Jaipur. She went to Maharani College also, and there she got her higher education. And well, it was in the hostel at Aravali Hills at Maharani College. From the window of her hostel, she used to see the beautiful Aravali's hill, which attracted her a lot. Now there, she used to see that some of the people are climbing the mountain and they are disappearing for some time. So she used to feel she used to feel worried that where these people have gone. So one day from her hostel room, she came to the Aravallis, at the base of the Aravallis, and she found that behind the hill, her hostel, the view from the hostel she used to see was the front side of the Aravali. Then she came to know that these people, they were learning mountaineering. They were going at the back side of the hostel. Well, she was so much interested, Suddenly she asked that, can I learn? And somebody told, yes, you can also learn. And she enrolled at Uttarakanshi Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. So she immediately got admission at Uttarakanshi at Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. Okay, mountaineering. Then, she enrolled at Uttarakanshi Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. She scaled the Mount Everest at the tender age of 20 years. And she became the youngest woman to complete the feat. Due to her iron willpower, physical and mental endurance, okay, that was the way that she has conquered at the Everest. She was not just a mountaineer but a very sensitive and a very good and quite an emotional person. In 1992, when she went for her Everest mission, she was successful in providing care to a climber who was nearly about to die by sharing her supply of oxygen. Now, she was also part of the Indo-Nepalese women expedition that scaled the Everest. And she became the first woman to scale the peak of the Everest for the second time also. When she unfurled the Indian flag, she says it was truly a spiritual moment for her, and being a true Indian, she cherished each and every second of that moment. A very fervent environmentalist also, Santosh taught all the mountaineering persons a lesson by bringing down 500 kg of garbage from one top of the Himalaya. She was an epitome of grit, dedication and struggle. She proved to be an ultimate winner, a pride of the nation. Okay, so children, this is all about Santosh Yadav. And children, people, they don't climb Everest even for once, and she at a very early age, she climbed up the Everest for the second time. So now children, quick reading we will be doing of the lesson. Part 1, Santosh Yadav. Okay, so think for a while and make a list of 3 to 5 persons you idolize or admire very much for their achievements. Okay, your idol may be from any sphere of life, sports, medicine, media, or art and culture. Your teacher will then discuss your choice with you to find out who the top 5 idols of your class are. The only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as blessing. So I already told you that she was born in that society, okay, where the birth of a son was regarded as blessing, and daughter, though not considered as curse, but they were not generally welcome. When her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man giving her his blessing, assumed that she wanted a son. So when she one day a person, he used to travel, he was a holy man, he came to their house and he wanted to give them blessing, but to everyone surprise, no, so even giving her his blessing assumed that she wanted a son, but to everyone's surprise, the unborn child grandmother who was standing close by told him that they did not want a son. The holy man was also surprised. Nevertheless, he gave the requested blessing, and as destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. So even he was surprised when the mother demanded for a daughter, because that was the society where everybody demanded for a son. He was surprised at holy man, but finally he gave his blessing, and finally Santosh was born the sixth child in a family with 5 sons and 5 children. Santosh was born, and she was the sixth child in the family with 5 sons, a sister, 5 brothers. She was born in the small village of Jauniavas of Revri district in Haryana. So you can underline, children, that she was born in the small village of Jauniavas of Revri district of Haryana. The girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. Santosh means what I told you, satisfaction. Okay. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. She began living her life on her own terms from the start. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. Looking back, she says, "Now, from the very beginning, I was quite determined that if I choose a correct and a rational path," so this is very important line, this was the motto of her life. Where other Indian girls, they used to put traditional dresses, what Santosh she used to do, she used to wear top, for this shorts. Looking back, she says now, from the very beginning, I was quite determined that if I choose a correct and a rational path, the other around me had to change, not me. Santosh's parents were affluent landowner who could afford to send their children to the best school. So children, Santosh's parents were affluent landowner who could afford to send their children to the best school, even to the country's capital, New Delhi. So children, New Delhi, it is considered that the education is very expensive there because a lot of good schools were there, but they were ready to send their children to Delhi for their further education. In line with the prevailing custom in the family, Santosh had to make do with the local village school, so she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived. Now children, while as the boys were sent to the expensive school at Delhi, but Santosh, poor girl, she was made to study in the same school of the village. There, she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived. And the right moment came when she turned 16. At 16, most of the girls in her village used to get married. Santosh was also under pressure from her parents to do the same. So children, she was waiting for the right moment, and then the right moment came. Okay, when the right moment came, when she turned to be 16, and when the parents wanted to get her marriage, they were giving pressure for marriage. A marriage as early as that was the last thing on her mind. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get a proper education. She left home and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi when her parents refused to pay for her education. Now children, here she revolted when the parents told her that she would definitely get married. She revolted. She left her village, she left her parents, she moved to Delhi and especially when her parents, then finally parents refused to pay for her education. She politely informed them of a plan to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. She did not beg her parents. She told that I'm going to do some job now so that I can earn this much, that I can eat my bread and I can also pay my fees for the school. And children, she started working also, okay, to pay her school fees. But then parents felt pity on her. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. They told you, okay, we will pay for your education. Wishing always to study a bit more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education. Now children, why she rose to a higher position? Because this motto she had in her life. A bit more. So this was the motto of her life. And the right moment came when she turned 6. No. Wishing always to study a bit more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education. Santosh passed the high school examination and went to Jaipur. Finally children, she completed her education, her high school examination, her class 10th examination. And for further education, she went to a college, the most popular college of Jaipur, that is the Maharani College. She joined there. She joined Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba Hostel. Santosh, remember, Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravalli Hills. So she got a room in the hostel. She got a room in the hostel, in the Kasturba Hostel. She remembered, she told me, from Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravalli Hills. She was interested in hills. She used to watch the hill. She used to watch villagers also from my room, going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. Now what she watched, that some of the villagers or some of the people, they are going towards the hill, they are vanishing for some time. One day I decided to check it out myself. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. When she went near that people, she found that those were the people who were learning mountaineering. She was so interested, so fascinated that I asked if I could join them. To my pleasant surprise, they answered in the affirmative and motivated me to take to climbing. It's all for the video today. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Goodbye.